Standard Job's bar graph icon. For each job next to their status, there's a bar graph icon. Clicking on this icon opens the Job Work Progress overview. Specifically, it shows the job work progress for all the documents of that job as a bundle. It offers a quick overview of the overall progress of a job. Here we see the total number of segments and the word count for the entire job. This job has 10 segments and 155 words. The translation bar shows what % of the text has been translated. In this case, 90%. It even goes farther and breaks down the information into two categories. Here you can see the yellow and the blue indications. The blue indicates how many segments were translated by a person. In this case, 5 of the 10 segments. The yellow portion indicates machine translations. In this job, 4 of the segments have been translated by machine. The white portion represents what still needs to be translated. Next, we have the validation bar. This shows what % of the job has been validated. This information is important for proofreaders and project managers. It gives the person doing a QA an idea of how many segments they may need to look at. In other words, it shows what % of the translations have been accepted or marked as problematic. Green represents those segments that have been accepted. These segments have been proofread and have no errors. Red is for segments that have been marked with an error by the proofreader. These segments will need a closer look. In this case, only one segment needs to be reviewed so far. Next, we have the breakdown of what still needs to be translated or corrected. In this case, only one segment or 12 words need to be translated, and one segment contains an error. These values will automatically change as the supplier progresses within the job. We also see when the last change has been made. This is a great way to check if a supplier is actively working on a document. We can also see when the last comment was left. All of this information will automatically update every time progress is saved. Although this is a great tool to see what is currently being done, there is one important thing to keep in mind. The breakdown is only valid when you're working online within the Wordbee cat editor. If you work offline, then the job progress will only be updated once the translation has been imported back into the system. If you're working online, then this information will be updated automatically. This feature also appears in the jobs themselves, but is broken down for each individual document.